People are sending me my face on things.
Oh,
Shout out Cavell for the merch.
Be sure to get your VeVe, Ecomi, and Omi merch at CavellAnderson.com. Our primary line will always be available, while our limited edition section will only ever have 100 items total and will never be sold again. Get it while supplies last. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another VeVe and Ecomi video, man. And this one, we are going to be focusing on the legendary David Yu once again. So we have a video here from Flinny, and he's going to be going into it. I love hearing content and seeing more and more content about David Yu, because I think it's really slept on who David Yu is. Because the thing is, everyone gives you your flowers once you become Bezos, Jeff Bezos, or you become Warren Buffett or something, or you become one of these big names. But people don't really realize that these guys a lot of times start very successful in what they're doing. It's just they find something that makes them successful to the next level. And this is what I believe David Yu has done with VeVe. He's done this with VeVe. He's done this with NFTs and crypto. And imagine, just look at it from a business perspective and really think and consider what's going on right now. So many businesses and so many people won't even give certain NFTs and cryptos and this technology a chance, while you have a man implementing all of this stuff into one business, and not just implementing it into a business, predicting that it's needed, and then like making it happen and making a successful business out of it. Like this is the work of a true visionary right now. And I think that this needs to be talked about a lot more, because so many people who have these like questionable and down moments, if you really just think about who's the leader that you really support and stand behind, you wouldn't have so many down moments. I feel like you would truly understand that, yo, okay, I may not be able to see the vision right now, because for years, nobody saw what David Yu was talking about. They see now though. And that's just what you have to remember. You can't see the big picture sometimes, because they only give you a little bit of pieces here and there. If somebody gave you a bunch of puzzle pieces and they just gave you a piece by piece, let's say you start out with like 10, 20 random pieces. You put them together, you can see a little bit of the picture. You can start making assumptions. You can make these assessments of what this picture could become. But until you keep getting the other pieces and they keep getting put into place, you don't know what you're looking at right here, because it can start off looking like one thing and completely turn to something else. Because what if you putting it together, right? You putting this puzzle together and it's looking like a car. It looks like a car. You're like, okay, this is some type of vehicle. But then by the end of it, somebody's holding a car in their hand in a metaverse. Then you have a jet fighter over there. You have a whole plane. You have planes and stuff and all types of like boxing and Disney and just a bunch of random stuff that you did not expect to be in this picture when you first just had like a single car. When all you could see was a car, you were thinking small. You were thinking, okay, this is cool. It's a vehicle, but what's the point? And then you see so much stuff get added as things keep going, where, okay, now you start to be able to see the bigger picture. You just have to realize that David Yu has been thinking big picture from the beginning. So don't let that slip past you. But we are going to jump into this video here. I think this is going to be a very amazing one. I saw it from the start. I saw some of the start of it, and I like the direction that it's going in. I like videos like this. I like people who gather evidence from different thoughts and things like that, and interviews and all that type of stuff. Basically the same type of format of content that I do, because this is how I consume my knowledge. I know how effective and impactful it is. You see the people who only want like professional looking content where it's just, okay, let's sit in front of a camera and things like that. And yeah, it looks amazing. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not really an investor to look amazing. I'm an investor to make money, which means I need to consume content in the best way possible. And the best way possible is multiple different perspectives, multiple different opinions, so I can think multiple different ways and stay sharp so I make money investing. Ultimately, I'm here to make money investing. That's the goal here for me. So yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Before we jump into it, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. And yeah, let's get into it.
Guys. VeVe CEO David Yu is an absolute tank. Like, this guy can do it all. He has done it all. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. Just how beast this dude is. What's going on, guys? My name is NFT Flinny, and I was watching the Real Talk podcast which I'll link down in the description below. And they were interviewing
That was the
David
legendary
Yu.
one.
And something that I caught pretty early on in the interview, when the host was trying to think of how to describe David, he lists off all the companies that he's been a part of or founded, created, etc. And that really put into perspective for me how prolific David Yu is as a businessman, and made me even more excited about my VeVe and Ecomi investment, and that we are in good hands.
And when I actually watched this interview, obviously I probably reacted to it, one of the first who reacted to it and things like that. But what's interesting is I didn't see something from this perspective. You all are going to hear the perspective when the time comes, but I saw something that I didn't see the first time. And that's what's crazy about watching these interviews back, seeing this stuff again. You're more educated, you're thinking differently because of things that's been announced, teased, and stuff like that. And we're at a different level now from when it first came out. So we look back and now we really understand things deeper than we would have ever understood it before. So yeah, we're gonna get there though.
I'll let our host, Uncle Hammy, give the list of all of David's accomplishments and businesses.
When I thought about introducing you, obviously VeVe, Games R Us, Retail Management Group, Hobby Co, Livewire Games, Vagabond Games.
I just want to point out how many times you've heard the word games.
Ecomi Orbis, Bingy Fintechs, Shanghai Quanren, Allegro Publishing, Golden Seal Trading, Touchable Earth, and the Australasian Olympic Cultural Promotion Society.
So what's interesting about this is how many times we've heard the word games. And we know that David Yu is talking about trying to build Ready Player One. And a big part of Ready Player One is gaming. And David Yu has come out and said multiple times himself that gaming is going to be big when it comes down to metaverses. So while that may not be the primary objective jumping out with the metaverse, obviously you want to build the metaverse. You want to, like the same way that they went about building VeVe, that's the way that they're going to build the metaverse. You don't just build a metaverse by jumping into the gaming aspect of a metaverse. You build a metaverse by building a strong foundation, the strong metaverse world, and then integrate gaming. Fine. And honestly, to begin with, like Trevor said this in an interview, and at the time I really couldn't wrap my head around it because I'm thinking way long term where it's like, no, I want VeVe to have its own games and stuff like this. But really, you might start by partnering with other AAA titles and things like that before you ever actually create your own games, because it's just going to take some time realistically to get to that level. So I think that they're going to start off with the metaverse and then potentially partner with companies and portal over to different games, and then eventually have their own full original gaming experiences. And all this is going to happen, in my opinion, within the next 5-10 years. And this is going to be very, very massive for the project. And this is a way that I wasn't thinking. Like I'm thinking about so many things differently than I thought about it before. And this is why I love content like this, because that draws that out of you, and you realize stuff you didn't realize before. Like how many gaming companies that David Yu has been a part of. The fact that he has mentioned gaming in the metaverse is going to be one of the biggest things. And do you think that he's not here to capitalize? Or he said he's gonna be one of the biggest they want to be one of the biggest metaverses. And they're basing theirs off of Ready Player One, and Ready Player One is gaming heavy. Like David Yu is an expert in this area. Look at who he's hiring. He didn't just hire random people. He has somebody from Riot working for him, people who worked on Miles Morales and Call of Duty and stuff like that. He has legends in everything that they do. Like he has an amazing team beside him. So I don't want David Yu's what David Yu is bringing to the table to be slept on. This man is amazing.
How do you fit all that in?
So as he was saying them, I was typing these in and I went to go research them. So let's go take a look at what I found. So I was continuing to dig through some of these websites, and some of them have more info than others. And there is a wide array of companies, types of industries. But eventually I found an article which really summarized this very nicely, and I'm gonna show you guys that so we can get the very condensed version and we can get even more detail. So I'll put a link to this Medium article, but it is from January 16th, 2019. So way before VeVe got on the map. It was still in the building stages. It wasn't even on the market yet. The app wasn't even live yet. I'm not sure how close it was to even being created. Like the title says, this is all about meeting Ecomi CEO David Yu. So here we see that David started his entrepreneurial journey at only 14 years old. So this is just in his blood. He has a natural talent for this stuff. He started off reselling stamps, phone cards, and then it led to stocks, comics, collectibles, Star Wars, Star Trek.
Stocks, purchase of stocks. So I'm not surprised by how quick he jumped into getting a cryptocurrency and things like this. So he is knowledgeable. One of them companies did say something trading. So he may be a really good trader as well, which is something that I didn't know. It's something that I didn't even think about. I've just been thinking about the collector side of David Yu. But yeah, like him being a successful businessman starting at the age of 14, that's actually insane. This is stuff that I didn't realize. I mean, when I was looking at articles, it says so many articles on VeVe, you'll never read every single thing about VeVe. It's just damn near impossible. But so the things that I would focus on is stuff that led to leaks on VeVe and stuff like Marvel and Disney. And this is how I was able to make those predictions, because I saw evidence of this stuff early on. But some of the stuff that I have found I was not valuing as much was really looking into David Yu more and stuff like that. I've seen his LinkedIn and things like that, but I've never just read these type of articles. If it wasn't geared towards a leak, I didn't really care. It wasn't that important. But we're at that stage where now it's just, we know the whole plan. We know where their goal is, but are these people the people that can actually do it and pull it off? And I think that it's very, very important to do this content so people can understand these are the people that could really do this. So yeah.
And he opened his first company at the age of 17, which is Games R Us. And now he has 17 established companies under his belt and has spent the last 20 years working with intellectual property, licensing, branding, and that is VeVe and Ecomi's key formula.
17 companies under your belt. And to my knowledge, all of them are still up and running. 17 companies. And he finishes what he starts every single time. And it seems like all 17 companies led up to this one moment with VeVe and Ecomi. It seems like this is the one where he's just put everything that he's learned throughout. All of them was a trial run and practice towards what he's building today.
Is standing out and what sets them apart from any other NFT and crypto project, in my opinion. That is the key differential. We see some more accolades, some awards that he has won, Entrepreneur of the Year, and now we'll get into what some of his companies do and how big they've gotten. So Retail Management Group, founded in 2006, began as a wholesale and supply chain solution for manufacturing and distribution. It has since evolved to distribute a range of products from food, beverage, electronics. Now we got Games R Us, where he started at age of 17. It is New Zealand's premier gaming supplier, which owned and operates the Vagabond Games chain, which I will also talk about. So here's Vagabond Games, and that is currently New Zealand's largest owned and operated gaming franchise store chain. So that is huge. And as you'll see,
I didn't know that he was this big. Like when he be talking about his little shop and stuff like that and the stuff that he does, I just be thinking he has like a very successful, like, you know, little nerd store, like a little. I didn't know it was the biggest in New Zealand. I didn't know that that's crazy. I didn't realize that it was the biggest. I have not dug that deep. I've dug deep enough to know that this guy has work ethic. Everything he does is successful and he does not give up, which is surface level. When you look at the fact that it gets deeper. Like David Yu is a man running the biggest one in New Zealand right now. Like the best, the largest. And it's crazy to think about this. Like, how does he find the time to be this successful?
A common theme, David Yu has dominated the New Zealand market. So HobbyCo is an import, distribution, and marketing company, an industry leader in marketing solutions for the trading card game segment, and then Livewire Games, New Zealand's largest owned and operated online gaming specialist store. So we see lots of consistency when it comes to gaming, collectibles, trading cards, but he's also diversified. He's also talented enough to be successful in other industries such as retail, supply chain, electronics, etc. For this next part, I need to give you guys a fair warning because I got a little bit too excited. I thought I found the most insane hidden gem in the whole history of the VeVe community, and I was about to go nuts, and I couldn't wait to post this video. I still can't wait to post it, but this picture made me lose my breath for a second, and I'll show you guys right now. I was looking at it, scrolling down, and I see this picture right here. and I'm seeing some familiar faces being on VeVe, such as DC and Marvel and The Simpsons and Star Wars, of course. But then we see things like Pokemon, Nintendo, Mario Bros, Family Guy, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I've actually dropped a few videos with this. This was the cause of a lot of my speculation. Like, this was one of the first things that I saw early on. This is like when I said Naruto was going to come to VeVe. Bandai does the Naruto games. Yeah, this was evidence early on to some of the stuff that made me confirm Marvel, because it wasn't just this picture. Obviously, it's like when you see Marvel on like 10 documents, it's like it's confirmed at that point. For me personally, it's confirmed. I saw Marvel linked to this company 10 times. It's confirmed. Like, I don't care if you said it or not, and obviously I turned out to be right. Then The Simpsons, Star Wars, like it is crazy. Like this is a good one, but I always look for more evidence even on top of it.
Is this a hidden secret? Because this is all about David Yu and Ecomi. Meet Ecomi's CEO, David Yu. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Ecomi. It's done for in the best way possible. Like, the NFT game is done for because Ecomi is killing it. But then I saw this little caption: IP distributed by GRU Distributions, which is Games RS, which is what he owns. But with that being said, this is still not just a nothing burger. This right here proves that David Yu has the connections, he has the negotiating skills, he has the experience, and he has the relationships that he can continue to come back, and they know that he will give their IP a good name, he will distribute it well, efficiently, he runs his businesses the right way, he's respected, and this is my CEO right here. You guys can have whatever else you want. I got David Yu. I'm rolling with David Yu. Look at this man's track record. Look at the companies he's worked with. And look at how well VeVe and Ecomi are doing. And I'm just so happy for him that he is getting his time to shine. I mean, he's been shining, but now he's really in the spotlight. And he has really founded a gem in VeVe and Ecomi. Based on these clues and based on his connections, I think VeVe and Ecomi have such a long way to go, and we are really just getting started. But we
just the beginning. That's why when Reese said this is just the tip of the iceberg, you have to take that serious. You have to understand, like, the stuff that we're impressed by. David Yu has been working with these companies since he was 17. Like, maybe not Disney and at that level since 17, but come on, I mean, would it even be shocking though? He started working with Pokemon at that age, so it's not even like you can like say that, oh, he couldn't have got Disney then, because you would have said he couldn't have got Pokemon then. So it's like David Yu, like don't sleep on his ability to lead a successful business, because not only does he lead successful businesses, he leads multiple of them, and all of these businesses is what's allowing VeVe to be so successful right now. So you got to think about that.
Not done. We are not done, because also in that interview, there was a little tidbit that I thought was very interesting and that I could see playing out very well for this project, because David Yu mentioned something that really caught my attention and really got me thinking for the future and how widespread this project could really get. So I'll show you one more quick video and then I'll talk about it.
You know, a lot of my business, I'm always being in the forefront. You know, the retail management, for example, was, you know, we were one of the first 10 or 15 companies set up a proper WFOE license in China doing exports.
Can you explain what a WFOE means? Like, I understand.
Yeah, so a WFOE is basically having a wholly owned foreign entity license.
Yeah.
Into the Greater China market, and that was very hard and very difficult, because it was basically the stage one of all the New Zealand exporters sending things up to the Asian market. You know, getting all your licenses from the government, the bureaucrat system, was challenging.
So if I'm being honest, I didn't really understand what they were saying at first, and it took me a few Google tries to get the correct info, but I finally figured it out, and I figured out what the abbreviation was that they were saying, and it's WFOE, which is WFOE, and it stands for Wholly Foreign Owned Enterprise. And so it basically allows foreign companies to work in the Chinese market. And this is huge because the Chinese market is a different beast, a different animal. It plays by its own rules, and there's all kinds of regulations and nuances and laws that really make it difficult to thrive there if you're not from there.
That's insane. Like I didn't know this at all. I saw that same interview, but this is one of those things that just goes right over my head at times. And that's because when I watch stuff, I'm looking for specific things that makes me bullish on VeVe and stuff that I understand, like stuff that I already know. Like I guess that was the difference between my mindset before. I was looking to prove so much that I knew. I would sometimes miss the things that I didn't know and that didn't understand. It's just so many gems dropped when David Yu speaks that we don't know what he's talking about sometimes. It's like, I'm sure there's people who know what this is. A lot of people are very, very successful in business, and some people may even be as accomplished in some of these categories. So they may know what this is, but this is just one of those things that it seems like inferior to a Pokemon hint, but in reality, it's massive. It's a huge thing. So yeah.
And if you don't know how it all works, but David Yu was one of the first people to get this for one of his businesses. And what that says to me is that he has the potential to tap into the Chinese market like no other project does. And bringing in the Chinese market would blow up this project like we've never seen before.
Keep in mind, David Yu also confirmed that they're trying to have a headquarters in China. They're trying to have a headquarters in China. So this should tell you that their plans with the Chinese market is massive. So think about this. Think about this. What other crypto projects and what other NFT projects and stuff like that is trying to set up locations in China, like, and trying to really pull on that, like, and has the experience to really make something pop from China. Like, imagine we blow up in China. We were able to pull on that audience. Then we continue blowing up in obviously the United States and all what we already are. Like, imagine how far we can really go once this thing starts to move. It's crazy.
If you follow or are invested in cryptocurrency, you probably don't have the best taste in your mouth when it comes to China and crypto, because they're always banning it. They're always crashing the price when they start some FUD around it. If they classify NFTs differently, or if some laws change, whatever.
I think that this is going to be like the boy who cried wolf at this point. Like, the fact of the matter is they do this so much that people are going to stop being fazed by it. They're like, oh, China's being China again, man. And it's just things are just going to keep going as usual. I think we're already getting there, but it's going to slowly become like, who cares? People are just going to use that as a big old buying opportunity in the future.
However, Ecomi is in the prime position to secure some of that Chinese market simply because David Yu, the CEO, has so many connections and so much experience in that market. And really what this project needs ultimately is just people to be on the app and just getting eyes in front of it, because I know no matter who I've showed, whether it be my mom, my grandma, my friends, my brother, whoever, everyone who takes the time to get invested into the app, and usually once they get their first successful drop or first successful flip, whatever, they always get really into it and they start diving headfirst. And so opening up this market to billions more people just increases the potential of this project that much more. And I got one more tidbit for you guys just to solidify David Yu's tankness, and that is I found on his LinkedIn that he went to Auckland University. So I searched it up and we can see here that that is the #1, can't highlight it. That's the #1 best global university in New Zealand. So no matter where this guy goes, he is always just killing it. He's always the best of the best. And I think all this experience and all the connections that David has built up throughout his career has put him in the prime position. It has created the perfect storm for VeVe and Ecomi. And I am just so happy to be here for it. I feel so blessed, and I'm so happy to be on this journey with you guys.
This was an absolutely amazing video, man. Like, that was a great find as well. It's like David Yu genuinely is always at the top, not one of the top. Like, his company's realizing that he has the top in New Zealand, like realizing that he went to the top school. This is a lot of, like, he's always at the top. He secured the Pokemon license, like the top IP at freaking 17 years old. It's like he is always like right at the top. And to have a guy who's this successful, literally leading us into the future, basically predicting what we need in the future, then being in a position to capitalize on it, Like, yeah, this is a very, very bullish video, man. I love the video, man. Keep doing your thing. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. Check him out. This is amazing content right here. Amazing content. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to end it here, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated. And yeah, man, don't sleep on David Yu. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.